chopping some rocks. What's going on, prospectors? Dig Daddy back out here in the shed, bringing you your third episode of Chopping Rocks with Dig Daddy. Now, today on the agenda, we are going to be shining up the rocks that we've been cutting. So, episode 1 had us doing a rough cut with the saw, just getting them down to a basic shape. Episode 2 had us working with the grindstone. Now, what we were doing there is kind of refining that shape, that size, getting them cut down to the size that they're going to need to fit in their fittings, and giving them a basic shaping so that we can polish. Now, episode 3 today is the actual shining and polishing of those stones. So we're going to check that out. I'm going to turn you around here in a moment and show you my setup for that. And yeah, so don't go anywhere. All right, so we're back out here. What we've got is our tub, and it's just your basics, like a Sterilite Rubbermaid tub or something like that I picked up over at Home Depot. It was like $7. Now the reason I have this tub is to keep everything dry. Lapidary work, you got to use water. Water gets everywhere, gets everything all soaked. So if you want to be smart and not to get everything all drenched, you need something to contain it. So what I'm using is this little Sterilite container. Inside, well, let's look at the top first. In the top, I took a piece of scrap pea polycarbonate, acrylic, whatever it was. I don't know. I don't even check the label. Buy it for $1 a pound over at TAP in their scrap pile. But I took a nice sized piece of that, cut out a little window so that I can look down and see what I'm doing as I'm working. And now down here we have the meat of the setup. So what we're looking at in here is basically one of those little Home Depot tool tray, little organizer trays. I got a hole cut in the back of that, and through that feeds the arbor for the polishing kit. On the back of that, I have a little Harbor Freight. I love going to Harbor Freight, buying cheap ass tools and running them to the ground. I got a little powered screwdriver with chuck. Some scrap wood, and I got that cinched down to the table. Little piece of bungee cord that I have to keep it in place. Sleeve to hold the little bracket that's on the top of that. Some holes that go through and goes all the way through from here. So I can scoot the tub far over here as I need, so it's nice and flush, or as flush as it needs to be, so it's not too close. And then that there helps keep the water out of the motor, as you know, water and electricity don't mix too well, and I'd like to use that for more than just once. But got a little hole cut in the side here so that I can reach in, hold my work. After I got done building everything, I found that all I really needed to do the job of keeping the water in here was just this little plate. So a lot of I've done this once. I wind up using just the tub to keep any water that overspills, and then this keeps everything in the little tub here. So it works pretty well. Of course, we got our little respirator, because anytime you're working with stones, you wanna be covered. Got your mask. Got a little USB powered light up here to shine some extra light on everything. And then of course I got my little light on me as well, so that any extra light I need to see what I'm doing, I got it covered. So down below, again, I got this little foot switch in operation. so that everything only turns on when I want it on. Nothing. Something. So that gives me control. That way it's not going wild when I don't need it to be. Got my cabs all dopped up, ready to go. I don't know why that's in there. I always keep the caliper on hand just in case I need to resize and recheck it. You know, measure a whole bunch of times, cut a whole bunch of times, measure again after you're done swearing. Figure it out. So, now at the core of this machine are these nifty little pads that I got on the Zon. These are for polishing marble. Marble stone. We're polishing stone. It all works the same. So this baby screws on the end here, and what's nice about that is it's all Velcro, so I don't have to tear it all apart every time I change a pad. I just put it on, rip it off. Switch out to the next. I have 50 through 3,000 at various increments throughout. And so we just kind of go through it, polish the stones up, get them nice and smooth, and then that's it. Then we're good. Then we have another polisher that we can do a super fine, glassy polish, but that's the next section. So let me get some water in here, put some Rain-X on all these surfaces so I can see what I'm doing, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're all ready to go. Open up the case so the mic can pick up better. All right, so we're all ready to go. We're all set. I got the 150 on here right now. It's important before you get started, have everything you want to work on right here in the area so you don't need to be going back and forth and stuff. While I was going, I opted to not use the foot switch because I'd rather have speed control over here rather than having it all on, all off. So that means I got to use this hand to control the drill and try to make sure I keep that one dry. And my left hand will be used to work the stick. And yeah, so we're just going to go through it. I'm going to speed along and probably cut through and throw some music here because this is going to get loud and tedious, but you'll see how it works. All right, so here we go. So I ran inside and grabbed the polish. Now the polish I'm using for this stage is turtle wax, scratch and swirl remover like you'd use on your headlights. It's headlight removal polish. And I think that one comes in at around like 5 or 10,000 grit. So it'll be a good step from where I'm at right now. Get my gloves back on. There we go. So we're going to fire this thing back up. Get this final polish. Now I have some even finer polish inside. It's 200,000 grit. Once I'm done with that, I might use the 200K. I'll probably do that one by hand, but we'll see how it goes. Check this out. So yeah, took a couple hours. Had to go through multiple layers of polishing, back and forth a couple times. But all in all, these stones wound up being beautiful, and turned out really well, I think. And so I need to clean up some of the edges a little bit on some of them now that I see them dry. Might have missed the edge there and here and there. But overall, they turned out really well. And we'll see these offered up here soon, somewhere in some way. All right. Well, tune in next time for the probably the final episode where I fit these two stones and maybe one of the circulars into some fixtures that I have before we post them up for sale on the site. So tune in next time. Dig Daddy signing out from the shed, getting our grind on, getting our shine on, chopping them rocks. All right, see ya.